Hi everyone, I'm finally talking on YouTube. I got a mic. I basically clipped the mic to the tripod, so hopefully you can hear me. But today we're going to be doing a review on the Cosmic Brushes Wonderland palette. Now I know this is late, but this I got for Christmas and I've been wanting to play with it ever since. So we're gonna play with it. So I'm gonna be using the P. Louise base in the shade 0.5 Look at My Nails. I originally got these for a makeup look that I have recently posted on Instagram, so if you haven't seen it yet, check it down below. There'll be a link somewhere. Yeah, follow me on Instagram because like I post there a lot, and I post a lot on TikTok too, so another shameless plug. But yeah, so we're gonna apply this because we want our eyeshadows to stick. I'm using a Molly O'Brien brush in the number, like, do you say it in the number? It's a Molly O'Brien Jim Bob MO11S brush. It's this flat brush. Hopefully I'm saying that right and I've not just butchered the whole name. I think I probably did. But yeah, I love this brush. This brush is insane. Like, it doesn't soak up all the product of your base, so you can just easily like glide the brush, which is insane. And obviously we're gonna pack the product in. I hope everyone has been enjoying my how-to videos lately. I've been wanting to do more like educational videos because I feel like that's the most like helpful, like, so then you know how to create a certain look that you want to create. Like, I'd appreciate that if someone did it, so that's why I've done it. I like to put it all over the eye, and also I like to take a little bit and I like to carve the edge, like the tail of my brow, to like make it cleaner. These are definitely 2016 brows, and that's because I lost my NYX brow pen and I have no idea where it is. So sad times. Like, I've looked for it everywhere. Like, I heard it drop. I heard something drop from the drawer that I had put it in, and I just knew it was that. But literally, like, I've looked where the sound was and it's not there. So I don't know if the ghosties have took it, but yeah, it's sad. And then I'm gonna take this Be-Light brush. This is like a domed, small, it's like a concealer brush. And I'm just gonna blend out the edges of the base because it'll be nice. It'll look seamless for when you blend it into your foundation. Now this palette is stunning. Like, I've literally not touched it. Look at that. That's insane. And this multi-chrome is called Atmosphere. I don't know if you can see it here. Like, it shifts. Look at that. That's cool. It shifts from purple to teal. And I think that's really cool. I do want to like do another look, but I'm not going to be using the shimmers. Well, I don't know. Maybe I will. Maybe I will use the shimmers. But I have a pigment in mind that's sort of similar to that shade that I also want to put on because I bought it and was like, I really want to use it because I have teal hair and it would match like the teal vibe that I'm going for. But yeah, so we're going in with like a half cut crease today, so I want to use biggish brushes because it's going to be kind of like a big blend. I'm going to take the shade Showers, which is this like dark teal shade. I was saying to my friend Brie that we needed more like teal shades because I was doing another teal like eyeshadow look like a few months back, like in the new year, and this palette has them, so I'm really happy about that. So I'm gonna start like mapping out like, what would you call it, like a template, or like to map it out, and I'm just packing the shade on. Wow, I love that shade. It's literally like matching my hair. Just gonna pack it on the outer corner. Should I do this side like teal and this side like purple, like at the front? That would be cool. I should probably do that. Yeah. I'm gonna do that. This is not planned, like I have not drawn this look out, so I have really little to no idea what I'm doing. I need my towel. I have a towel that I use for my makeup brushes and it needs washing. So now it's all packed on, I'm tapping out the edges so it's easy for the other shadows to blend into it. I'm going to take this other brush. The previous brush I used was a Jessup brush. There's no name on it, but it's like a flat fluffy brush. That's what you really want for these types of blends because they pack on the shade and also blend it out. And I'm going to go in with the shade Peaceful, which is like kind of next to it. It's like this one right here, and it's like literally the shade lighter to the Showers shade. And we're just gonna slightly blend like that. These colours are so pretty. It's giving me like mermaid vibes even though it's meant to be a winter palette. Blending out the edges. Sorry if I'm quiet, I'm concentrating. And then again tapping out the edges. Look how like seamless that looks already. We've not even like gone back to build up the shades, and they're super pigmented as well. I'm gonna take another kind of like flat brush, and this is an E25 from P. Louise. And I'm going to take the shade Crisp, which is this shade right here. Like a minty colour. It's really pretty. We're going to just blend it out like that. Look how nice that is. I love pastel shades to like blend out the colours. I used to be one of those that would just use a white eyeshadow my last like blend, but the pastel colors make it like pop more, so I love that. And then we're gonna go back in with our previous shades. We're going back down the ladder, so going back in with the shade Peaceful, and we're just basically gonna rebuild the colors, like re-intensify and blend more. So as you can see, I'm like kind of dragging the color like Peaceful out more now that we have our last shade down. These kind of like outer corner blends are always kind of hard for me. I'm always switching like back and forth, but it always looks nice when you take your time. Like always take your time with makeup looks. I might drag it in a little. It's kind of like in the middle when we do the purple blend, and you just want to keep re-dipping into your pan, because if I just used one dip and then just went all over, it'd be patchy as hell. You want to keep dipping into your palette. That doesn't necessarily mean that eyeshadows are bad. It just means, oh shit, I like dipped into a black. It just means that you need to even out the blend, if that makes sense. And then we're going back in with Showers, which is the deep teal shade. I'm hoping to smoke it out a little so we can drag this like blend out, because I love that. And I think the purple like here is going to be so good. We're going back up the ladder again, basically. This, I know, might seem like so annoying and time consuming, but it really does help like your blends. Also, who else is like in the flop era on TikTok? Like, I don't know what it is, especially my TikTok shop videos. They literally don't do well. Like, I feel like they're onto something with it, But like, I posted my zebra tutorials, like I did like a part 1, part 2, and they're doing so well, and I haven't linked anything to the video, so I'm like, oh my god, am I dipping into the wrong shade again? We'll fix this. Like, it's a bit sus, you know? Oh no, maybe I did dip in the right shade. So I'm wondering whether they're doing that on purpose, then like you can't like get as many sales. I don't know, but it's just a theory. Look how nice that is. So obviously now that I've dragged it out, I'm gonna go back into that pastel green shade. I'm dipping into the wrong brushes. God's sake. I'm gonna blend this out. I'm actually really enjoying this blend. Like sometimes you just need to, sometimes the most simple looks like can look beautiful as well. Like you don't need 20 cut creases, if that makes sense. But yeah, I'm probably gonna like rebuild the rest off camera so we can get to the purple shade, and I'll be right back because you kind of get the gist, I hope. If not, let me know, and also let me know down below what kind of looks you'd like to see, or like what kind of palette reviews you'd like to see. I have a few palettes, but yeah, just let me know in the comments. Now we're gonna do the purple side. We're gonna focus more on these purples, but I do want to use Clear Skies first, but I'm not sure because it's like a purpley blue, like a deepish blue, so it might work. I'm gonna use the shade Magical instead. This seems like more of a good option, but obviously if I want to deepen it, I could just easily go into Clear Skies and deepen it up. This is a E6 brush by P. Louise, and it's like a fluffy flat brush again, but it's smaller. So obviously we're going into a smaller area. I don't want it to like be big, like too big. So we're gonna pack it on, and you want to tap like once. I tap at least like once, and you want to get the tip of the brush because when you blend, it will automatically blend upwards and it won't be like too harsh, if that makes sense. I'm gonna say if that makes sense a lot in my videos. It used to be yeah in my videos, but now it's just if that makes sense. It's gonna be like the new repetitive thing that I say. I always used to do it when I like used to film YouTube videos when I was younger. All you'd hear at the end of every sentence is yeah. So I feel like if that makes sense, it's gonna be one of those. Does anyone else have like one of those like types of things? So I like to make like kind of a little guideline of where my cut crease is gonna be, and because I have hooded eyes, like but if you can see, I like to create like a fake crease, if that makes sense. And that's the first blend down, and I like to take off the product off of my brush onto a towel, so there's no product on there, it's just kind of stained, and I'm gonna wiggle the edges a little and tap. It depends like where you are. If it's near my nose, I tend to tap, but if it's like here, I tend to just wiggle the brush. Whatever's your preference, as long as it's like blended out on the edge, you're good to go. So now I'm going to be using a P. Louise, is it an E26? It's like a little, another fluffy brush, but it's from the Cancelled collection, and the number is like rubbed off, so I have no clue, but it looks like this. You just want flat fluffy brushes basically. We're gonna take the shade Cold, which is this shade right here, to blend out Magical. I love this palette so far. Like, I've tried cosmic brushes. I have the Muse palette, the Delicious Delights. I think it's the Serenity palette as well, so let me know if you want to see like a video on them, because I'll happily do one. And you want to place your brush, I don't know if I said this before on this side, but you want the brush to be 50% on the previous colour and 50% on the base. This is a P. Louise technique, and I love this technique. You want everything to be even and blended. I'm kind of like wiggling the excess product like into that teal blend. Look at that, that's cool. Again, doing the same technique. Just wiggling the edges. These shadows are honestly just so pigmented. I'm obsessed. And I love these colours at the minute. They remind me of like fairies. Like the colours that remind me like mermaids and fairies and stuff, and I just love it. So we're gonna go in with the shade Blanket. I think Blanket is a good shade to like go into as the last like shade. We're just gonna blend that out. Oh, that is a nice colour. I love that colour. This brush is a Be-Light brush. Again, it's the same like flat fluffy brush. And you just want to blend again 50% on the previous colour and 50% on the base. That is so pretty. I'm obsessed. So now I'm going to re-intensify the shades and we'll cut the crease, but I'm going to do this off camera because you get the gist. And yeah, now that the blend is sort of done, I also want to pop on like a shimmery colour, and I want to use the shade Frost at the palette, and I want to put it on my brow bone because I think it would look sick. This is a P. Louise E31 brush. It's like a small flat brush. Oh my god, yes. Look at that. That's pretty. I love shimmers. I love like indie brands just do it better with shimmers. Like, this is insane. Look at that. That's what I wanted. I'm gonna obviously blend it out. But I just wanted a little something, you know, to make it like interesting. So I'm just gonna like blend it in. Do you see that? That's insane. I love that so much. Now we're gonna go in with Cut Carver. You can use Vaseline, but it is recommended to use a very, very, very tiny bit because it can go a long way. And because it's an oil-based product, it can bleed into your blends, so we don't want that. But with the Cut Carver, I use like this much, but I barely even use all of that. So like I put it in the back of my hand, like so, and I literally just like use enough to coat both sides of my brush, like literally the tiniest amount. And because I'm blind, I'm gonna literally like use my Odin's eye mirror. I might be silent, but there's gonna be like a little bit of music in the background, so you're alright. We're just gonna do a half cut crease, you'll see. Like that. Let's get a spatula. This is really cool. It's like an oil slick. I wrap the spatula around around the spatula, like so. I could just use my nails, but I prefer the spatula. And we're just gonna remove the product, like the Cut Carver. And you want to keep changing the white because obviously it's an oil residue and it will bleed into our eyeshadow if we don't do this. So you just gotta keep rewrapping the white. Literally, if you take your time, like you'll see a massive difference in your makeup looks because you've taken the time. When I used to rush, the look never came out the way I wanted it to. And that's because I had patchy eyeshadow. My cut creases weren't as straight or like as rounded or the shape I wanted them to be. So I just learned to just slow down. Just enjoy the process. Take the wipe and everything that's on my lid, I'll just wipe off the wipe, ready for like my cut crease. I'm gonna take my Made by Mitchell color case. I think this is the Eclectics. I think it's the Eclectics. I'm butchering that name, but it's like the pastel one. And I'm gonna use the like pastel blue here for the base for the pigment, and I can't wait to show the pigment. It looks so stunning. I'm gonna get one of these Mitchell brushes. This comes with the color cases and it has like a spatula on the end, and I'm literally gonna like pick some product out that's probably a bit too much. You don't want a lot, like a little goes a long way. So I'm gonna try and get a fraction of that. You literally like want this much, or even less than that. But this is gonna be our base for the pigment, like I said. I reckon like using a black pigment for those, like not a black pigment, a black paint for like those types of like multi-chromes, like I reckon it would look sickening. And then I'm gonna use Pillowy 7072 brush, and you want to coat both sides of the brush and making sure that the product is focused on the tip. I'm gonna stamp along the edge. Again, you want to be careful with this because like it is fixable, but like, you know, you just gotta take your time. And then we're gonna fill it in. I'm just gonna use this fluffy brush. It's like a double-ended brush from Louise eyeshadow palette. I can't remember which one. And I'm blending out the edge here because if you don't do that, it will not blend seamlessly into your foundation. Now with my finger, tap the edge of the eyeshadow. Just gonna tap the edge, and then I'm gonna go in with, I'd say it's like a pistachio green shade. Just gonna tap that on. It's just basically the two shades that I used here. That seems to be good. Now because this dries down matte, I am gonna use a pigment glue, or like a base for your pigments. This is the Color Cosmetics Fix Potion. So I'm gonna use my Mitchell brush, and you only need a little bit of this, like, you don't need much. I'm gonna apply it like basically all over the cut crease. And you wait 30 seconds, I think it says on the back. This is the Peaches and Cream pigment in the shade Dragonfly. I think you can see that. It's like duochrome and I love it. That's what it looks like. Super pretty. And I'm gonna apply it with like a flat brush. This is the P. Louise 7072 brush again, but I'm going to use it to pack on the shimmer. Look at that. That is stunning. I just knew this was going to slap. Look how nice that is. There we go. It has like a sort of purple shift, and I love it. I'm obsessed. This is like one of my favorite looks. So I'm going to do the other side. I'm going to come back once I've done my whole face, and I'll give you my final thoughts on the Winter Wonderland palette. And this is the finished look. I am absolutely obsessed with this palette. I'm literally not shocked that it was really good because obviously Cosmic Brushes has really good quality eyeshadows, but honestly I could see myself using this again, and just look at the shifts of the multi-chromes. I'm obsessed. So yeah, do I recommend this palette? Of course I do. If you've enjoyed this video, please comment, like and subscribe, and I will be posting more videos soon. And yeah, thank you for watching.